It's 85 degrees at 7 o'clock on Friday, August 5th. Good morning. This is Ford Michaels with KPLM News. The United Nations spokesperson in Bosnia says UN officials are considering airstrikes and other ways to respond to Bosnian Serb acts of defiance. The Serbs today seized a tank and heavy weapons from peacemakers. A double dose of whitewater today. Senate and House banking committees are holding sessions there. President Clinton might have to defend his legal defense fund in court. The group Judicial Watch, Inc. has filed a suit claiming the fund hasn't filed required reports. Today's the deadline for Congressmember Dan Rostenkowski's lawyers to file legal motions to block the federal fraud prosecution of the Illinois Democrat. They maintain he's protected by a constitutional clause. Postmaster General says it might take a year for the Postal Service to recover from recent delivery problems. He told a congressional panel that workers are resisting his attempts to modernize the system. California Department of Consumer Affairs says it's investigating 3 private eyes hired by the O.J. Simpson defense team. A department spokesperson says the probe follows complaints the investigators lack California licenses. Firefighters in Washington have been making progress against some of the toughest fires in that state, but fire crews in other areas are facing new challenges. As an example, in the Sierra near the California-Nevada border, a fire there burning out of control. It's destroyed 3 homes, 3 outbuildings, and blackened at least 3,000 acres. A new poll shows the race for California's 6 statewide offices below governor remain open since only one incumbent is running. The poll of 800-plus California voters was published in the San Francisco Examiner. The winner will be undecided, by the way, in most of those elections. Members of the Torres Martinez Indian tribe are blocking the dumping of sewage waste on their reservation near thermal. Sewage companies are using the site, which is leased to a compost processor, in defiance of cease and desist orders issued by the U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs. Tense moments late yesterday as a SkyWest commuter from Yuma radioed Palm Springs Regional Airport that it had lost an engine and was only about 5 minutes away. As crash crews readied, the pilot successfully landed the aircraft. No one aboard was injured. Not the same story, however, in a traffic accident yesterday evening that left one young man dead in Indio. Police are looking for anybody who might have seen the crash. It happened about 20 minutes after 8 on Highway 111 at Shields Road to help corroborate some stories. A very sad occasion, the end of June in the city of Desert Hot Springs. A young mother and her baby boy were hit and killed by a confessed drunken driver late one night. There is now a benefit for the family, for the survivors. It'll happen on Sunday at a Ray and Joe's office, little restaurant in the Dillon Road section of North Palm Springs. The McAllen Theater tells KPLM News that singer Lori Morgan has agreed to perform at the Palm Desert venue Thursday night, October 27th. Tickets go on sale on Monday, and you can just bet a scientist will overcomplicate the already difficult act of stopping smoking now, can't you?
The pre-contemplation stage, the contemplation stage, the preparation stage, the action stage, and then the maintenance stage, and then the relapse stage.
Well, Dr. Bruce Underwood will re-simplify things for us on Sunday morning's KPLM Access at 7:30. KPLM Market Watch Wall Street. The Dow is off 11 points to 37.54 3/4. KPLM News Time 7:03. KPLM Sports. Kevin Gross and Todd Worrell combined for a 6-hit 2-walk effort as the Dodgers blanked San Diego 1-0. Mike Piazza says L.A. Blue was fortunate to pull out the win.
Todd nailed down a big save.
Elsewhere, it was Pittsburgh with a win over Philadelphia, Florida taking care of the Cubbies, St. Louis over Montreal, and Houston over the Rockies. American League, the Goose earned his in his 1,000th game a victory as Seattle downed the Halos 4-2 and put them as far down in the American League West Division as they can go. Kansas City beat Oakland, Toronto over Boston, Cleveland over Detroit, Milwaukee over Baltimore. The Yanks beat Minnesota and Texas with a win over the White Sox. After a weather-induced postponement yesterday, Paul Azinger hopes to make his return to competitive golf today. Betsy King has a 2-shot lead after one round of the Stratton Mountain Golf event. That's in Vermont. The Indiana Pacers have signed guard Byron Scott to a contract worth about $5 million over 3 years. L.A. Rams cornerback Darrell Henley won't be at Green Bay on Saturday. His bail conditions won't let him travel. And the Sun says the Palm Springs Promise host Oakland tonight at 7, and the long road to the 96 Olympics as a stop at the Palm Springs Convention Center this weekend with the U.S. Classic Gymnastic Nationals. The weather for K-Palm Country calls for a clear and warm day. 118 for a high. It's 85 at 7:05. This is Ford Michaels, KPLM News.